Emmanuel, God is with us. Emmanuel, God is with us. Today I am sharing with you my paste tomatoes. These are tomatoes that people use to make sauces. And oddly enough, this paste tomato is said to be one of the sweetest tomatoes out there, and also one of the tastiest for eating out of your garden, which is very unusual for a paste tomato. It's beautiful. So based upon that, and I was watching somebody do a tomato tasting. She said this was her favorite tomato. So I was like, and then she said the Brix was extremely high, extremely sweet tomatoes. I don't know if I really like extremely sweet tomatoes because every time people recommend them, I've never really loved them. But it says crisp and juicy tomato with intense flavor, unique long plum-shaped fruit. They say intense flavor, juicy tomato, and crisp. When you are doing paste tomatoes, you don't want crisp or juicy. You want intense flavor and meaty. So this tomato is bipolar, and it's got a surface that's indicative of that. It's got a lot going on there. It looks like fire, doesn't it? And the name is Prairie Fire. So if you get a whole bunch of those and you look out at your garden and you think your garden's on fire, you might just need to harvest your tomatoes. I don't know, I've never grown it, but I'm giving it a try. Then there was this one, it's called the California Tulip. Now I want you guys not to get confused and think that this tomato looks like that. If you look closely, those are cuts on the tomato to make it look like a tulip. This is what the tomato looks like. God bless them. At Baker Creek, they love their jobs and they were having a little fun. But this is a paste tomato, if you look at it. And it looks fiery too, just like the Prairie Fire, but it looks like it might be bigger. And it's called the California Tulip Tomato. And I am in California. It's mid-season, indeterminate, sunset blushed paste tomato, shaped like a tulip flower. Oh, this might be the tulip I can grow. They say it's between 3.5 to 7 ounces. Sturdy vines that, regular, short for a tomato. It's only 6.5 foot tall if you get it to grow that long. And it has trusses of tomatoes that are 5 to 7 fruit per truss. Oh, they say the flavor is exquisite, meaty, thick-walled. Okay, so that's a paste tomato there. That's a paste tomato. And I'm growing Romas only because, Dollar Tree had 25-cent seeds for Roma tomatoes, and I love Roma tomatoes. Eat them all the time. I eat them as slicers. I put them on my sandwiches. They aren't the best, but they're better than a lot. At the grocery store, the Roma tomatoes often taste better than the slicing tomatoes because they pick the slicing tomatoes greener. But I guess because Roma tomatoes last so long, they let them stay on the plant a little longer. Now this is a red pear, which is a huge paste tomato, but it's huge, so you get a lot of them. And I saw somebody in Florida was growing them in her winter garden, and it looks delicious. I got the seeds. It's a special selection and from Franchi's. And I just, wanted to give it a try. From Bunny Hop Seeds, I got something called Summertime Wine. And this was a gift that she gave me with a purchase. So I'm going to give that one a try. And now on to my ground cherries and tomatillos, which I love to eat all the time. Ground cherry, Aunt Molly's. This is the famous ground cherry. And this is a perennial. I love ground cherries. I've grown them in containers. They fruit often. They fruit the whole season. And so I'm looking forward to getting some of those started. And then Tomatillo, Yupon de Lenical, Yupon de Malinical. Ooh, sounds fancy. Sounds a little spooky too. You know, if you live in the Southwest, you know, when you see a name like that, avoid those people during Halloween season. You know, these people got some habits that can be people's last time seeing them, you know. So, you know, certain things when people tell you who they are, believe them, you know. But I'm trying the fruit, but this suggested that is some alternative religion that might be dangerous for tourists. Just saying. You know? So, you got to learn how to survive everywhere you are. Those are my paste tomatoes. It's not a very, very large group. And if somebody amongst my friends sends me some paste tomato seeds that they think will grow in my area, I will start those seeds and see if I can get them to grow. The only thing in here I've ever grown is the Roma, and I've grown a cherry tomato in a pot, and it did well for me. I liked it. I think I grew the pineapple, not the Aunt Molly's. This one is supposed to be taller, and this one is supposed to be a perennial, which I prefer. So, yeah. That's it. Just trying stuff. Oh, I should tell you, these right here, it's very important that I tell you this. If you grow ground cherries or tomatillos, you have to have at least 2 plants. I don't believe these 2 plants will pollinate one another. So you have to have 2 of these ground cherries and you have to have 2 of these tomatillos. So if over the winter one of these die on you, you better hope that one of these plants dropped in the ground and another one popped up. So if you see them popping up in a place that you don't want them, before you weed them, find out if your old one survived. Because it's nothing worse than looking at that plant being beautiful in there, flowering and not one fruit. You know, so I'm just telling you what I know. But if you plant 2 plants right next to each other, you'll get tons of fruit. Never tried this one. I was interested because these are pretty good size, and I always buy my tomatillos from the store, and I make my salsa, which I just bake my tomatillos, bust them open, and put them on my food. That's my salsa. It's easy. It's delicious. You can do it with the green ones. I've never let any get ripe like this, but they say when they're ripe like that, they're sweet. So, yeah. Something to note. I've seen people grow these and wonder why they don't get any fruit, even though they got a lot of flowers. You got to have at least 2 plants. They say you can put the plants far apart. I never trust that. I crowd the 2 plants, so I grow 2 plants like they're 1 plant. Maybe I get less fruit, but some people get no fruit. I can't take no chances. So that's what I'm going to do with these as well. And I'm going to grow 3 or 4 plants because I've had plants die on me before the season was over. And then I quit getting fruit. So, yeah, just you need to know that. Okay, so God bless you. Have you ever grown cherry tomatoes? Do you eat tomatillos on a regular basis? I prefer tomatillo salsa to tomato salsa. I don't even make tomato salsa anymore. My mother and I, when we go places, we only get tomatillo salsa. Yeah. God bless you.